So today's webinar is Ecosystem of E-Mobility and Micromobility. My name is Gediminas. I am Operational Marketing Manager at Teltonika SaaS, and I'll be your host for today. So for the presentation on the agenda, we have industry insights. So we'll speak about how and where the market is growing the fastest and what are the trends, what are the challenges are being faced in the market of micromobility and electric mobility. We will overview the scooter support, key modes and features, as well as e-scooter support, key modes and features. We will go through the electric mobility and heavy e-machinery modes and features, which includes forklifts, any kind of equipment that is electric, right? And we'll overview the top use cases of all of those above, and we'll mark the benefits of becoming a partner and working with Teltonika. At the end, we will have the questions and answers session. Moreover, you can ask your questions through the webinar. We'll try to answer you those and give you as much as possible from our side to understand what we are speaking about here today. So first of all, we'll speak about market overview and size of scooters, kick scooters, and forklifts. So electric mobility, that would be in mind. Moving further, so we have a big global coverage of cities and countries which have the e-scooter sharing services, right? It's a big analysis that have gathered the scope of the world. Adding to this, it was 2019, of course, before the pandemic, and it's hard to be sharing the market. Some of the companies even had to close their services. So 2020 was a slow year for this market. Looking on the other side of 2020, had investment sharing, 371 million in US and 687 million invested in Europe only. So Europe only was the only growing continent on the micromobility side. So by Berg Insight, it's considered that there's approximately 770,000 scooters of sharing market, and in 2021, it's predicted to double its numbers to 1.4 million. But once again, it's just the prediction, and we at least predict 50% growth in this area of e-scooters. 1 second, yes. Of course, we have this slide that the full potential we can see from here of e-scooters, which was the rapid growth in the when it's what's launched, right? So imagine it's what's launched in 2018, 2019 during that year, and it quickly topped over the 2 years the 300 million trips, and that was a huge step for that sharing. And we see that the ride hailing and car sharing and shared bikes are rapidly just steadily growing compared to the e-scooters, what was the booming. And taking all that in consideration, the pandemic came through the third year of e-scooters sharing, which was really slow, right? So last year. And we can expect that this year, 2021, will skyrocket and will be even more steeper than we see in this slide, right? Steeper than the early beginning, right? Yes, moving further, we made some research and we made some insights on the e-bikes market. Why we are speaking about this? Because we are launching the e-bike solution, which combines which will be suitable for e-bikes as well as for scooters, kick scooters, electric vehicles. It will be one-of-a-kind scooter, which will be suitable mostly for all electric transport. So that's a highly anticipated device. We already have it on our website, so you can check it out. We didn't promote it very much because it's still in the production, but if you want to get more information, head to our website. It's called e-mobility tracker, and take a look at it, see how it's forming. Pop us an email. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. And talking about this slide, it's e-bikes been there all along, right? And more e-bikes are being considered for sharing applications since these bikes becoming more attractive, right? And the cost is dropping, so people are choosing electric bikes. As it's forming the future of mobility and e-bikes, taking the huge part from the bikes with pedals, right? We have excluded China in this table because total amount will be highly bigger than with the China included. So total amount of e-bikes yearly sales, we have here the US yearly sales and the rest of the world, right? So US and Europe, it's pretty much a big difference. But why is that? Because we have older cities, right? And the cities in Europe are using this two-wheeler transport. So the big role into the controlling of the e-bike plays the power motors manufacturers, which can give you the whole data of the bike and other key parameters. We are as well partnering with Brose, Bafang, Shimano, Bosch, and others are being implemented that our unit would support those, right? So those are the huge investments we are making to gather as much as possible on supporting these bikes. So this slide showing, as I mentioned earlier, taking the big part from the bike with pedals. So e-bike sales are probably will take in upcoming 10 years, half of the market or even more. And it's taking the huge bikes, huge part of the market from the bikes. So you can easily notice that the jumps are starting from around last year and the year before. And from those years, it followed that in 2025, it'll be third. And already a year later, projection is the e-bikes will be half of the bikes that sold yearly. So that we have the projection of Europe seen in upcoming years. Moving further to the e-scooters or let's say e-mopeds, here we have the full scope of e-scooters, which is just booming year to year, doubling the growth, right? And it is predicted to grow even further in the upcoming years. You may ask why the whole growth is around 800K into 2020. This is why, because new manufacturer of e-scooters took more than half of the sales, around 350, 400,000 units. Around 75,000 was Europe, and the rest is the other countries. The deeper analysis could be provided to our partners, which we are working. So we are right now giving the market insights to our customers to understand which would be the best market to go in. Either it's Africa, Middle East, India, right? So we also had the webinar the day before. We'll have the webinar another for the Indian market only, which will include rickshaws, electric rickshaws. So those markets are we preparing separately to overview how the pandemic impacted the growth of electric mobility. So let us know if you need further assistance on our market insights, if you are eager to know that, right? Yes, and last but not least, we have a forklift market and predicted forklift market growth. So here's the example how forklifts are divided right now in the market. And I would like to know that in addition to e-forklifts, that 50% of vehicles is in construction, agriculture, mining, sold today are electric vehicles, but the majority will be sold in 2029. I will speak later on our TFT where it could be utilized further on electric heavy machinery. So I will cover the use cases, right? Yes, so enough about the statistics and enough about the market growth. I hope you have the basic overview of what we can deliver and what the future awaits for us, right? So about the use cases, we have made our internal overview and research how Teltonika devices are being used throughout the market. What is the top use cases and where these units are being mounted? So here are the top use cases you can see in the percentage of how our units are being implemented. So number one, we have e-scooter sharing and e-scooter management. Why it's different? It's because sharing is the operators that are buying these devices, right? And the management, mainly we are working with OEMs, which are manufacturing those scooters and making the scooter available and making the scooter connected to the internet. Third part, we have heavy e-machinery, which of course includes loaders, lifts, scissor lifts, movers, forklifts, and fourth top position, we have forklift management. And the rest as well is the resellers, e-bikes, anti-theft. So those are gathered into these use cases below. So we can get you this slide as well to share with you to get to know where our devices are being used at the moment. Yes, so key challenges, what you are probably facing. So knowing the market, knowing top use cases, and all of the information is related. We can go to the challenges that faces every integrator or operator, or maybe will face in the near future. Yeah. So, but most of them not even a thing that this is a problem. They don't think that's okay. It is how it is, and there's nothing we can change. But I would not like to would not agree to that, because everything can change, and everything can change to the better. So there's always a space for improvement, right? So I have concluded top challenges and in the market, which includes different IoT vendors. It means that for different transport vehicle, you have to choose a different IoT, which is supported, or either one IoT supports that vehicle, another doesn't. So you have to make those choices correctly and decide either you are going one way or another. So it's a headache for you, right? And another topic I have highlighted is OEM support. Some of the vendors do not support OEMs, or just simply gives you the basic features, so tracking and GPS, and that's it. On the other hand, as well, we have additional data fees, which you are paying probably, or you paid in the past for API. It's basically charged from $3 to $5 per device per month. So imagine if you have 1,000 units, so it's roughly 36,000 units a year to pay for the APIs, right? So those the costs. You can either invest in the new vehicles, you can invest into new IoTs, you can invest in the software and build your own. So I highly think that you have some place where to put that money, which you are paying for the APIs, right? As well, non-customizable solutions. So there's the challenge that you think that you want one or another functionality, and you just simply cannot get it because it's not there, right? So that's the challenge you are facing, or probably faced, or maybe will face in the future, that we have identified, right? And difficult fleet control. What I mean by that is that there are difficult configuration of the unit, how to set it up, difficult remote control, difficult photo, which gives you another headache of how to control your fleet, how to access it properly without messaging or any kind of other things that you might inquire, right? So these are the main challenges that we identified. There are probably plenty more of those, and if you have those in comments, what you're facing, what difficulties you are facing, please let us know. We'll try to review those and see what and how we can assist you on these challenges and probably solve them, right? Yes, so moving further, we have starting from the smallest transport of the Kiki scooter support. So here's the list of what we do support, how our units are communicating with those scooters ECU. So we have that added the models, what this is supported, why it's important. It's important because you can choose the scooter vendor and see if there's scooter in stock, right? So some of the, for example, there's no S2 in stock. You can go to Max G30, right, and get that scooter. There's no G30. You can go to the Pro and see what available scooter there is, because you also want to do a market. You don't want to lose any cent, right? So you're choosing the right solution for you, choosing the scooter, and here we go. We have that set up, right? Moving further, we have supported and data reading parameters. So it's more than 100 parameters we support, and from lock, serial number, battery percentage, charging status, to alarm, speed control, error code, total mileage. So most of the customers are asking, so what are the possible data reading that I can get from your unit? Or there's not enough parameters to read and they have difficulties because they don't know, right? So we are trying to deliver as clear this information as possible, so you could have that full list available. So I have also highlighted the top parameters of our data and what we can read. So it's the full master control, battery management, defined in different operational modes, actual predicted mileage, speed limits, speed control. So we have the key parameters to read. Of course, for some of you, the parameters could be different, and the most important parameters could be different. But yes, you can ask us to provide the full list of read parameters that can be retrieved from the scooter itself. And these are the default features that our unit provides. So what does it mean? You don't need any scooter support implementation to the scooter ECU, right? And these scooters are being, our unit are being already delivering these features. So fall down detection, jamming, unplug, manual auto geofencing, trip detection, last known position. So these are the features that our unit provides, right? So you have that off the shelf. Yes, moving further, we have all in one. It's the summary of the scooter support, the main features, and the default features, right? So we have this flyer ready. We may share, and we could share this after the presentation with you. So ask your sales manager or write directly to me. You will have the contacts of after the webinar, or write directly to info@teltonica.lt. So you have, and we will give you the answer as soon as we get that. Yeah, so about the Kiki scooters, that would be it. Moving further to the e-scooter support. So this is the current support of e-scooters, and don't just mix up that yet, because the bottom line is the scooters that our units are being implemented, but not yet integrated, right? So Escol, Govex, Super Soco, those are the scooters already communicating with ECU, getting the data directly from their ECU. So we are working with Govex, already announced the cooperation with them, Super Soco as well, and trying to get official announcement on with Escol. So we already, why this is important as well? This as well, you can choose from different manufacturer which can have those scooters in stock. Choose the best flexibility, best pricing. Either you want to work with one partner or another. We provide this flexibility and integrating our units with those OEMs. Bottom line, Kuber, Govex, Emco, Nuke, Torot. So we are in a deep consideration and deep discussions on implementing and launching our units officially with those OEMs and scooter manufacturers. So we'll get you noted on when our units will be done and ready to implement into those units officially. Yes, so as well, I highlighted the top parameters. There's nothing much change, but as well, we have ignition monitoring and temperature monitoring, which added to these e-scooters. And as well, we have immobilization. So what does it mean? You have this immobilizer, which cannot allow other person than one assigned or two assigned persons access the scooter. So that's perfectly suitable for food delivery, for example, business, right? Yes. Moving further, just reviewing the micromobility use cases, how and where it could be used. Food delivery, as I mentioned, scooter sharing, post offices, anti-theft for the deeper and management and remote management, rental and leasing, free-floating cargo delivery. So we have these top and most popular use cases that we are working with. As well, if you have use cases that you would like to be defined, or we make the marketing material for you about the particular use case, you can come to us. We will define that, discuss that, and see how we can help you to get that marketing material ready for your customer sharing and as well. Yes, so running once again through the use cases, just a reminder, there are top 5 use cases: e-scooter management, sharing, heavy machinery, and forklifts. So that's where our TFT unit could be used. Yes, one more thing. We are moving further to the e-forklifts and heavy machinery. If you are having not only the sharing business, or not only working in the sharing business, but as well working heavy machinery, construction machinery, and all kind of that stuff, we have prepared the different kind of implementation, how to read the data through the CAN, right? So we have work hours, trash truck monitoring, forklift management, scissor lifts, floor sweepers, golf carts, trash trucks, airport transport. So there are plenty of electric transport where you can manage and put those units, control them remotely, right? So how to do that? It's simply, so we have this one-of-a-kind feature, manual CAN, and why this is important? Because with this functionality, we'll be able to read data from your e-scooter, as I mentioned, coming through the bat, e-scooter, and as well e-forklift, or any other electric transport without additional implementation of the manufacturer protocols. What does it mean? You simply use your transport CAN communication protocol to configure certain IDs. Enter that into our configurator. You have the ID, enter that in the configurator, and you get the data. So what you need? Only you need to get that particular CAN ID. So you have CAN protocol, and for example, you know which frame ID is battery level, right? Speed, odometer value, and so on. ID is entered into configurator, and you receive required data without protocol implementation. So that's pretty simple, I suppose, right? So custom OEM protocols, we as well working with that. E-scooter manufacturers, as I mentioned earlier, kick scooter manufacturers, and we are trying to get on board the forklift manufacturers, but that's not yet there. So we'll get you to know when it's ready. Yes, moving further on the top data reading of the forklifts. So we have voltage, battery level, battery current, location, forklift specific data via CAN bus, as I mentioned earlier, then out in status monitoring. So these are the top supported parameters as well. There are 100 plus more. So if you need, we can get you that as well. All the information is our wiki. We have that summarized for you to get that delivery ready of important parameters which you may need. Yes, so coming to an end of this presentation, hopefully I'm not talking too fast, so it's clear and understandable how everything is working. I'll highlight the benefits of becoming the partner. So remember in the beginning, I mentioned the challenges that some of the partners of ours are facing and challenges that we can solve. So what we have and what we offer, we do provide global connectivity plan. Of course, there are exceptions in some countries in Africa, Latin America, it's difficult, right, to get all those operators on board. So we have this global connectivity plan, which is removing the headache from you and putting the headache on us, right? So we are taking care of your connectivity, have this plan ready. 500 megabytes, 5 years. So it's plenty more and more than enough for this data. No subscription fees. We take no subscription fees, no API fees, no nothing. It's just depending on how you will set up the units and how you and what data you would like to get. Mentioned earlier, we are preparing marketing material for you to share with your customers, to understand better the use case, to understand better the problems of the market, what we can solve and what you can solve with our help. Sales and technical training. This is a new thing that we are implementing and providing to our partners. It's for our VIP partners we are giving. And right now we are just starting these sales and technical training to understand our units a little bit better. Custom development services. That's another thing that we are getting into our portfolio. And if you have any changes or functionality you would like to add, let us know. We'll discuss, we'll go through the points and see if it's necessary, or maybe if it's easy to make, we'll make it in a few days. So we need to decide, right? We need to speak, discuss, and what custom development you need. And factory prepared devices by your needs. So enter the SIM card, insert the SIM card, branding, the box branding, whatever you need, it's there. Just let us know, we'll go through it, right? Yes, so what makes our units easy to use? So we have, as I mentioned, configurator, easy to use, easy to set up the unit. You connect it, set it up, launch it. You have 1,000 units, you move to PhotoWeb, connect all the units, and put the configuration to all the units through the PhotoWeb. So manage the firmware over there, configuration over there, control and monitor devices. So that's the thing. And VAP help desk and Wiki knowledge base. So VAP help desk, you can create the tickets yourself, communicate directly to our support engineers. We have fast reaction and response time. So let us know if you have any questions over there. And as well, we have Wiki knowledge base, which is a huge database of technical data, marketing material data, scenarios integration, configuration integration. If you have any questions, probably you will find it there, the answer. So those are the tools we are providing and making sure our units are easy to use. Yes, so probably that would be it for the webinar. So follow our latest news, follow our LinkedIn. It's over there. We are posting quite nice content over there with newest use cases, cooperation announcements. If you would like to get a cooperation announcement with us, let us know. We will evaluate that, of course. It's quite not that easy of a process, but it's possible. And if you have a software which you are featuring as well, let us know. We have the partner website with the softwares providers, so they could choose from the list. If there are plenty of customers that they don't have a software, right? So you may be chosen for their particular use. And as well, if you're not yet subscribing to our newsletter, please do the following.